to right, a total of 3 times. And the smoke at the back of their cart will go from white to yellow to orange, or it might even be brown. It's kind of hard to tell. I think it's more orange. And it does actually release a small speed boost. So you're going to see the players do this all across the track, trying to stay as close to the walls as possible without actually touching the walls. But yeah, kind of getting some spaced out mini turbos all through each and every track that they play.
Yep. So as you were talking about the transition down the hill, Jayden getting the slightly better one. He's stuck to the ground the entire time. Matthias just getting a little bit of air right at the end of his tran there. So, and they're off and racing. So we might just try and get their stream sync back up again. I think Matthias probably got about a 5 or 6 second lead.
Yep. I think about 5 seconds.
Yeah, Jayden just having one little wall bonk there. A wall bonk's not going to cost you a lot, but half a dozen or something like that throughout a whole match might cost you half a second overall. So yeah, could be little things like that, or just be the difference of these two players.
Well, Jayden does actually clip the fence there at the end of his mushroom, so that might cost him a little bit.
Yep.
Tias, I think, had a relatively clean mushroom. Every track, players do get 3 mushrooms to use. It is quicker to use mushrooms while you're actually sliding. Using your cart to power slide while firing the mushroom is quicker than using it while driving straight. So most of the time, you see players using that strategy with every mushroom that they use.
Yeah. So we're back to being synced up now. That's pretty good. We've got a 1:39.07 to a 1:39.53. So Matthias just taking about a 0.4 lead on the first lap.
Yeah, 0.4 lead, and that's probably a reflection there of just a couple of wall bonks and also a cleaner mushroom there from Matthias as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Jayden obviously not getting that mini turbo. Yeah, that mini turbo with his shroom, so probably just, might have just cost him there.
You generally find as well with the longer tracks, they generally do favour the higher ranked player, just because you generally find that the higher ranked player will have cleaner driving. So I'd say it's an interesting pick from Jayden, but he usually picks Rainbow Road first for every single one of his match. It's a little bit of a tradition for Jayden. So even though he's a little bit disadvantaged, I think he probably wanted to stick with that tradition. So yeah, I think that would be the reason for his track selection.
Yeah, we're getting a much better shroom there for Jayden this time. So goes around the chain shop, and Matthias going inside the chain shop. So that could be just another little time advantage there for Matthias. Probably suggesting that he's on just a fraction better pace than what Jayden is. Yeah. But then Matthias having to go around that one, or did he go inside that one and Jayden went around? I think that one went again. So 1:38.56 to 1:39.59, so opens up about a second on that one, pretty much. So it's about a second and a half difference on the laps, and Jayden getting more wall bonks there, three in a row, so that's going to cost him a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to be hard for Jayden to make up with just purely driving. So Matthias is a very, very consistent driver. Not only is he very good, he's also very consistent as well. So, he might hit a chain chomp, but I think at this point, looking at the way that they're driving, it's going to be tricky for Jayden to catch up just purely based on driving.
Yeah.
So I think, Matthias hasn't made any large mistakes, so he should know the cycles of these chain chomps still pretty well. I think that's really, for the most part, where you find yourself getting any trouble with these chain chomps is if you're actually ahead or even behind what your normal pace is. But I think Matthias would be pretty comfortable with his pace at the moment. So
yeah, it's the last chain chomp for him coming up now, I'm pretty sure. So, here we go now. So should get by that one pretty easily. Yep. A little bit close for comfort, but yeah, knew that one pretty easily. And he'd probably only be
Alrighty, and they're in. So we've got Matthias in with a 4:56.43 to Jaden's 4:58.41. So first track win there to Matthias by just over 2 seconds. So, sorry, just under 2 seconds actually. So, yeah, really good driving. Yeah, and probably, a reflection of how that higher ranked player can, be a little bit more favored by those longer tracks. But really nice driving there from both players, but particularly from Matthias to take the first track win of the match. We are going to be heading to Moo Farm for the next track of the match. And the guys are off. There's a couple of things the guys will be looking for here on Moo Farm. The first being these moles, which are absolutely RNG in the game. Most obstacles in Mario Kart 64 are on cycles, but not these moles. So it will be interesting to see how risky they decide to go. Oh, and Jaden does collect a mole, so that is going to probably set him back about 2 seconds. Okay, nice shroom there from Jaden. And 24:38 going into the last lap for Jaden, but that still behind there because of that mole hit. Okay, Matthias going very safe here, and Jaden does collect another mole. And Matthias is in with a 1:13.69 to take the second track win to Jaden's 1:16.67. Okay, we're just going to the third track of the first set, and it is going to be a Koopa Troopa Beach pick. The early lead here for Matthias, 2-0 up in the first set. Koopa Troopa Beach, Jaden's pick. So the players are going to be wanting to get inside this cave on each lap. It's not classified as a shortcut as it has been developed into the game. So it is a non-shortcut strategy. But missing the cave can certainly pretty much be a run killer at this level. So you can do a mini turbo off the ramp into the cave. Players at this level, we probably see them go for it. But if you do get that mini turbo wrong off that ramp into the cave, it can be very time consuming to have to go all the way back around. So we'll see if the guys decide to go for it here. Okay, Jaden just approaching the cave now, and he does get it right, and so does Matthias. Very nice from both players. And a very aggressive shroom, but a very nice shroom there from Jaden. 26.74 to 26.83, so Jaden does have a slight lead at the moment. Oh, and he does get snagged on that rock. That is going to be very time-consuming for him and set him back. Matthias now going into the cave safely, and Jayden in there safely, but does miss the mini turbo and does collect the rock on the way out of the cave. Second lap, 26.64 to Jayden's 28.75. So Matthias has probably gone out to about a 2-second lead now with those mistakes there from Jayden. And he is in the cave safely, and so is Jayden. Yeah, really nice one try there from Matthias. A 120.06 to 122.48. So really consistent, really clean driving. No crab hits as well. Dossie's not far away, guys. He is having some computer issues, so he'll be rejoining us very shortly. In the meantime, we're going to head to the 4th track of this set, which is actually a set point here for Matthias. So Aurora Raceway being the pick here from Matthias. One of the longer tracks in Mario Kart 64, I think roughly the 4th longest track. And absolutely key in this track are a few things. One being this hairpin jump on the 3rd corner of the track. You either save or also lose quite a lot of time there, depending on how clean you go through the hairpin jump. There is also a ramp where players will be sliding across this zip boost. It is quicker to slide across that, similar to if you're using a mushroom, it's quicker to slide. And on the other side of the ramp, they'll be going for a double MT round a relatively large bend as well. So just these small time saves and just clean driving can usually get a track win here for the successful player.
Okay, I'm back.
Dossie, you're back. We missed you.
Sorry, mate. I don't know what happened there, but my computer reset all of a sudden. So, anyway, what have I missed? I missed the end of Rainbow Road and the remaining 2 tracks.
So we just had KTB. So yeah, the track is all correct. It's 3-0 up for Matthias.
Yep.
He won KTB, and now we're on, of course, to Royal Raceway, just into the 1st lap now.
Cool. No worries.
So coming around to these last couple of bends here for the 1st lap. No major mistakes from either player at this point. We see Matthias coming through with a 48.03 to 48.18. So there is really not a lot in it at the moment, only 0.15. Matthias with an early slight lead.
Yep. And that bad hairpin and a bit of grass there is probably going to cost Jayden a little bit more time as well. So Matthias makes a big mistake. I'd say it's probably going to extend out a little bit.
Yeah, very nice mushroom there from Matthias. He did go very aggressive, but at least it looks aggressive for me. But for him, it's probably just normal.
Stock standard,
absolutely fantastic shroom. Jayden's also good, but Matthias is very clean.
Yep. 47.85 to 48.48. So yeah, extends that out to be about a 0.8 lead, I guess now. If my maths is right there. It doesn't take a lot in these high ranks if you make one mistake. Yeah, that your time will very quickly blow out, and there's probably not a lot of opportunity to make it back either. So,
alrighty, and we see Matthias coming through to the home stretch. It looks like he's going to take this one. And he does with a 2:23.76 to Jaden's 2:25.09. And that is the first set there to Matthias. Some really nice driving.
Yeah, it is.
Alrighty, the next track selection is DKJP. Dossie, tell us a little bit about DKJP.
Probably one of the harder tracks to get really consistent at DKJP. Couple of things that really determine a run are the ramp jump after the zip pad. You want to go as far left as you can along the riverbank to make it as you possibly can to get as good a grass cut as possible. Obviously going too far left will mean you'll fall into the river. And you also get hit by a few of I think they're coconuts, something like that, that the natives throw at you from the scenery. So that can cost you a fair bit of time there. That's going to be the one major thing to look out for. The second major thing is probably going to be the cave exit. They're going to cut as far left up the cave wall as possible. And if you go too far left, you'll fall down the cave and lose a fair bit of time there too. So probably the two major ones to look out for in DKJP.
And they are off and running. And just coming up to this ramp, which Dossie was just referring to, wanting to go as far left as possible without falling in the water. So Matthias clean, and Jaden probably with a better jump from what I saw.
Yeah.
He doesn't get one coconut hit.
So slightly more aggressive. And the indicator you could probably look, the chat can look out for, there's a little tree in the background that they'll be aiming for. If they get too far left of that, they'll probably fall in the water. So that's their little indicator on how far they can do the jump there. So if you're looking out for the next couple laps here, definitely look out for that. That's your indicator there.
We see Jaden here with about a 0.2 lead. I think it was 72 to 93 were the splits.
Yep. Matthias just getting a slightly more aggressive one there, so he gets the two hits. I think Jaden get the unlucky third one in the end there. So.
Alrighty, both players driving pretty well. Okay, so Matthias has opened up a 0.4 lead on that lap, but Jaden was about 0.2 up, so he's probably about 0.2 ahead at the moment, Matthias.
Yeah, and Jaden getting a more aggressive one. Yeah, so it's going to be really close.
This is going to be an interesting finish. And just getting that one coconut hit compared to the two on Matthias's jump as well. So that could be absolutely crucial here. Oh, no. Oh, Jaden nearly crashing out.
Yep.
Oh, he's missed a couple of mini turbos there. That might seal it for Matthias.
Yep.
Oh, it's incredibly close. Wow, it's a 0.14 difference, but Matthias takes it.
Yeah, so very unlucky for Jaden. Just as you say, like, one tiny little mistake is probably all it costs players in this kind of high caliber match. So.
Okay.
Off to Choco Mountain
Sorry, Dos.
Sorry, mate.
Go ahead.
You're right. Off to Choco Mountain we go. So this is probably more your sort of track, Rocks, being the great racer that you are.
Oh, thank you, Dos. I'm blushing. Thank you. No, Choco Mountain, not one of my favourites, if I'm honest. And look, it's a really tricky track in the sense that you need to go so close to the walls without getting caught or snagged. If you do clip the walls, unlike other tracks, you can sometimes get away with just kind of bouncing off it if it's a fence or a different type of wall. But, 9 times out of 10 on Choco Mountain, if you do clip the wall, it'll either slow you down significantly or even, kind of make your kart come to a complete stop. The other thing the players will be looking out for here are these boulders, which are on cycles, but for the most part, probably won't cause the players too much troubles.
Yep. And Jaden is getting off to a really nasty start there. As you can see, got caught in the wall and slowed him completely down. So, yeah, getting another wall, a couple of wall hits there again. So that rock, that boulder's boulder's very close for him. Yeah, and he's having a shocker this lap. It's not looking good. Early days already. Getting bad hills just to cap off a nice first lap for him.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, Matthias, I believe is the world record holder for both the 3-lap as well as the fast lap on this track. So
okay.
He's very good at just staying really close to the walls without making any mistakes. Oh, the commentator's curse. Yeah. I've just jinxed him there, and he did clip the fence on that turn.
Yep. So Jaden going for the fast lap strat there, getting the good hills. Oh, he gets a PR. I'm not sure whether that's an official NTSC PR for him, but that was a pretty clean lap there. So.
Yeah, so Jaden, I think, opting to use all 3 mushrooms on that second lap.
And Matthias coming in with a 137.88 to a 139.43. So, yeah, what was that? A second and a half. Around about a second and a half. Pretty rough. Yeah, that very bad rough first lap. So, cost him a fair bit. Still would have been, if you had still probably wouldn't have been that close. Yeah, maybe about a half a second if you had a good first lap, but slightly better driving from Matthias for sure.
Yeah, just very consistent driving from Matthias. We've hardly seen him make any mistakes, which is just incredible. Not only are they, of course, one-trying, but also using the NTSC console. So, yes, Matthias driving really strong at the moment. Jaden also driving really well, but we're just slightly seeing those differences in consistency. Matthias just driving stronger at the moment.
So
next track, Banshee Boardwalk.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry. Go for it.
Next track, Banshee Boardwalk. So this will put Matthias on 1-0 for the set. And Banshee, very similar to Choco in the sense that you just want to keep nice tight lines around these corners and also just get a clean bat house or mini turbos through this bat house.
Yeah, probably one of the more technical tracks. Got to stay really tight to the walls. It's pretty narrow track, so it's really hard to stay very consistently tight to all these walls. So. So I think Jaden just got the slight advantage on that first lap by the look of it. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay, Jaden hit the fence, that's unlucky. He was just pulling out a slight lead there as well.
And hitting the fence again, in the rail again. So that's just how tight they need to get to be very competitive here. So 34.86 to, so it's probably Matthias' favour by 0.2, maybe, something like that.
Yep.
And just throwing in a few extra MTs to try and get a bit of feedback. And Getting another wall hit, another one again. So probably Matthias is to lose from here on in. There's not much he can do wrong.
Yeah, I think he's probably home pretty safe here, Matthias. Again, just cleaner driving, so well done to him. 144.80 to 146.02. So Matthias does go out to the lead in the second set, and relatively dominant performance from him so far. We get to see Jayden win a track. He's come very close on a couple of races, but he's yet to secure his first track win. So 3-0 up in the second for Jayden.
Yeah, so we just had a question from Jesper in the chat. Has every race been sub 2 second difference? Not every track, but the caliber of these players, you'd think most tracks would be within, probably nearly within 1 second. Would be for the lower variance tracks, easily under 1 second. So probably going to see the times blow out in Division 2 and Division 3 matches where the rankings aren't quite as good. So, but yeah, coming on to Sherbetland. I actually really like Sherbetland. It's a really nice track. It's good track with a couple of cycle-based elements, a couple of aggressive crack jumps over the water. Just a really nice layout for the track as well. So the penguins here are on cycles, so every lap will be slightly different depending on their pace, but pretty sure they'll know their cycles really well on this track here. So, and it's over for Jay.
No, it's over for Jay.
Oh, that sucks.
Poor Jayden, that does suck, and that's a pretty difficult turn, that first one as well, you know. And he's off again. He's gone for another swim.
Yeah. So we do Jayden being the Aussie, and we tend to give him a bit of stick for falling in the water each time, being the best Australian ranked player. So he'll be having a bit of a chuckle, keep saying it's over every time. But yeah, very unlucky. Very unlucky. You've got to be very aggressive against Matthias, and sort of a risk versus reward thing for him, but didn't pay off this time.
Yeah, that's a good point, Dos. I mean, you know, Jayden, knowing that he is the lowest seeded player, and, you know, knowing how a greater player Matthias is, he is probably very aware he's got to play that a little bit more aggressive than what he'd like to in a normal one try. Yep. But look, I mean, yeah, SL, it's always a tough one. I mean, not only do you fall in the water, but you also get frozen, which I think collectively, by the time Lakitu picks you up and puts you back down, and you kind of unfreeze from the ice all around you. I think it's roughly around an 8-second time loss, so very, very costly.
Yeah, so he's going to lose 16, probably about 16 seconds overall. Then a penguin hit's probably about 2 seconds as well, so it's going to be probably about 18 to 20 seconds difference here in the track. So I'd say it's going to be a pretty comfortable one for Matthias, but it looked like he hit a penguin there. I wasn't actually watching him then. Yeah,
I think he did kind of clip one. Although it's 8 seconds in power, so it might be closer to maybe 6 seconds.
That's true.
Falling off on NTSC. And a bit of swag to finish there for Matthias, going off to the left. We do see a 146.63 from Matthias.
Yep. And Jayden, boo! No swag for Jayden. So that's... it was about a 12-second difference in the end, so maybe a bit... 20 seconds is a bit harsh. So, Matthias taking the second set again for Zip. And all our tracks are going to reset now, so everyone can pick from the exact same set of tracks again. So you can only have, so what do you got? You got a maximum 7 picks per track, and then after the second set they reset. So you can get 14 out of the 16 possible tracks if it goes down to 2 sets of best of 7. So we're not seeing that just yet, but hopefully we can get a nice and close set this one for sure.
Bowser's Castle. the next track selection here. Jaden picking this track, so probably going for a bit more of a high variance track. These thwomps can cause players all kinds of troubles. Dos, there's thwomps in 2 different rooms. What do they do? How should the players be staying away from these thwomps?
Well, obviously avoiding them is probably the main part here. Again, on cycles, everything's on cycles just about in Mario Kart. Probably only one or two sets that are going to really upset them, depending on pace. Is this one that they're approaching now, but they both get it through pretty comfortably. The ones in this room here shouldn't cause too many troubles. But yeah, depending on lap per lap and what pace they're on is going to be the real challenge for them. It'll only cost them 2 seconds, but where it spits you out after you hit them, and if you spin out, it's probably the major thing. Yeah, we'll see what kind of cycle times they're going to get. Matthias just about a quarter of a second behind, just with one little wall hit that he got. So they're probably going to have the same cycles again. Yep. Got another little wall hit there, Matthias. So did Jaden. So
yeah, nice stairs MT. So higher ranked players generally do go for this MT across the bridge down the stairs. Both players nailing it. And to be honest, there's not too much in this one at the moment. So
yeah, Matthias just getting a couple more wall hits so far.
Yeah, Matthias actually is about half a second ahead on his stream. So
yep.
This is a very close race at the moment. I think Matthias just clipped that bush. I think he might have.
He did not. No, I saw the other stream. No. But that was pretty much bang on level lap. They both had the same time. So Jaden's still taking that about a 0.2 advantage. But he gets that wall right there. So this is going to be real. Yeah, this is going to be really close. Good spiral there for the winner or for the best player might get it. So they're about even. I think Matthias might just take it out.
Oh, wow. Jaden by 0.1. Crazy.
0.01. Wow, that is unbelievable.
It does not get any closer than that. Wow, that's really close.
So he had a as you can see by Jaden's splits there, had a poor lap 3. And Matthias actually got better as he went on. And yeah. So yeah, it's better close. You're not going to get any closer, that's for sure. So GG to Jaden, well done.
Yeah, that little wall hit just coming off the stairs MT for Jaden kind of probably pulled him back about 0.2 or so, and that really just let Matthias back in at that point. And look, he absolutely just some really nice driving at the end from both players, but Jaden just clutching it with an 0.1. So yeah, insanely close, guys, for a one try. Great race.
That's a very good one, yeah. So Matthias just going ever more aggressive in the last laps because he did have a very poor first lap himself. So yeah, Jaden on the board, and hopefully this gets him on a roll. So T Grizzle, I think, yes, we are live. These guys are probably about 40 seconds ahead of what we are seeing and commentating. So we know the results in advance, but we obviously won't spoil. But and off we go to Frappe Snowland.
Yeah, Frappe Snowland. So Matthias, the only player to have gone sub 2 minutes on Frappe Snowland, at least on a PAL console. So interesting track. There are exploding snowmen that these players will be looking to avoid. Also, they'll be using their mushroom at a spot which cuts across the snow, but looking to not cut too far to the left and go out of bounds, as otherwise Lakitu will pick them both up, and yeah, that can be very time consuming. Probably around six or so seconds by the time Lakitu's picked you up and put you back down. So the other probably last point I'll probably mention about Frappe Snowland is there is a canyon or 2 ice walls that the players will be kind of hopping around the second last turn of each track, and just kind of looking to stay as close as possible without clipping that wall. Also saves the players a lot of time as well.
Yeah. So you saw their AB spin at the start with their mushroom boost. Matisse getting a cleaner one. compared to Jayden. So he's going to be off to a little bit of a better start there, for sure. You probably see Matthias maybe a couple of points ahead early days, but yeah, a couple of snow hits can definitely change the tide, and then a snowman or an out of bounds will definitely change it for him as well. So we've got 33.66 to a 34.10. So yeah, Matthias about 0.4 ahead compared to Jayden.
Both players doing very well to avoid the snowman filled with dynamite. But oh no, Jayden does go out of bounds, and Lakitu does need to pick him up. He did just go a little bit too aggressive there on that mushroom.
It's really unfortunate. He's driving a pretty nice race there, Jayden. So I'm assuming Matthias is probably watching the restream, so he won't be taking that big of a risk, I don't think. Yeah, and just nice and safe, shrooming over is not the usual spot, I should say. That's probably where.
Yeah, playing it safe, and he'll get home with a 141.71. And Jayden coming home now. Unlucky for Jayden there. Otherwise, clean driving apart from that mistake, but a 148.39.
So yeah, Matthias saw it. That's why he did the safe shroom at the end there. So.
First Joker pick of the match, guys. Jayden is going to take us to a Luigi Raceway fast lap Joker. So a first lap fast lap.
And the first Joker pick you use for the match. So Luigi Raceway is the lowest variance track in the game. The most played track, I would say, as well, especially entry-level people coming in and playing Luigi Raceway. It's just the easiest track. There's absolutely no variance in this whatsoever. The only thing you can really get caught on is grass and sand. Maybe one little section you can get caught on a wall, but yeah, this is going to be the easiest track you'll see all night, that's for sure. So this will be really close. It's probably going to be decided by maybe 0.1 or maybe less. That's how low the variance and the skill of these players is going to be.
Yeah, probably all three, well, we'll definitely see all three shrooms be used at the last bend, and just looking to stay as close to the wall as possible without clipping it. And for the start here, a lot of straight stretch mini turbos.
Oh, and Jayden already getting the sand, so after the start. So it's definitely Matthias to lose here. The only thing that'll probably stuff him up is a wall bonk through one of his shrooms or something like that, but just can't see that happening from him. Nice and tight to the walls, both players, really good shrooms. 31.68 to a 31.92, so yeah, just a little bit of a sloppier start from Jayden just there.
Yeah, a couple of small mistakes there from Jayden, so MR will take that track. And we're going to see back-to-back Jokers here, guys, so hold on to your seats. We're going to be going to BKJP Shortcut Joker.
So I'm in no way knowledgeable about this shortcut rock, so you're probably going to have to fill the viewers in on this one.
Alrighty, I'll do my best. I'm more of a non-shortcut player myself, but I've played this just for a bit of fun. But Yeah, the players will be reversing here very shortly and then looking to clip between the wall or inside the wall, but go over the finish line and clip back into the cave. So there's two ways you can actually get this shortcut to work. The fastest is to clip the wall and then bounce back left into the cave, but still going over the finish line. And the other way, which is still triggers the lap skip, but it actually is a lot slower, is going directly through it and falling into the water like it do picks you up. But the game actually thinks you're at the end of your lap rather than still at the very beginning. So, yeah, it's quite a difficult one. I don't know if MR's just picked this one for a bit of fun or if he's been practicing, but we'll soon find out.
Yeah, so Jayden taking more time to set it up. Matthias getting away a lot quicker. Don't think Jayden got it there, or did he?
Yeah, I don't think Jayden got it. It was hard to see. Matthias definitely did. Matthias got it again, but he has fallen through the middle, which is still a way to get the lap skip, but the slower way to do it.
Yep.
We see Jayden do the same.
Yep. So Matthias just needs to hit this one, and it's pretty comfortably home for him. So.
Oh, he doesn't, I don't think.
No.
So this does open up an opportunity here for Jayden, if he can nail this one.
Which he does.
And he has got it. Will Matthias clip back in? He does clip back in.
Yeah.
Matthias will skip it from here.
And that's exactly what you said there, Rox, about Matthias getting the faster clip. So. Yeah, that faster clip at the end for Matthias, just being, if Jayden had have nailed the exact same clip, he probably would have won that. But Matthias getting the fast clip and giving him that extra track win. And yet again, we're having another shortcut Joker. So definitely throwing out all the Joker cards now. We're going to Wario Stadium Shortcut Joker. Again, this one's a little bit easier, so I might try and have a go at this one myself. So the little hills you'll see at the start of the Wario Stadium, they'll go left of those and try and jump over that initial wall, and then do a U-turn and try and jump back over the wall that's behind the finish line, and just do that. So they're basically just doing a circle around the start line. To try and jump over the walls, and that'll count as laps. If you jump over that second wall, it'll think you've completed the entire lap. So a little bit trickier. You get zero framed on this every now and again, so you might not see him get it first shot. It'll be very interesting to see how easily they get this. I think Matthias did this in a one try not long ago and absolutely demolished it. So
yeah, and this is actually a match point here for Matthias if he does win. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the easy one. This one's the harder one for sure. Jayden getting it once. Matthias getting stuck. Yeah.
Well,
and Jayden not getting it. Yeah.
Okay, so just zero framed here for Matthias.
Jayden getting it again. So he's already on lap 3. He's got a big advantage on Matthias. Keeps getting zero framed here, so.
Yeah, he's getting the harder jump, but not the easier one, poor Jayden, but he's still holding a pretty solid lead at the moment. He just needs to reverse a little bit more, I think. Okay, Matthias over now.
Yeah, Jayden getting the zero frames and Matthias getting it, so.
Okay, so Matthias is coming back very quickly here. If he gets this jump, or when he gets zero frame, whoever gets this
comes out of this one, Neither of them have got it. Oh, this is really interesting. Jayden not getting it. It's tilting, and it's going to be Matthias.
Does get it, and he takes the match. 103.07. Jayden getting a number of zero frames. That's unlucky.
Just that first lap. Generally the easiest. So yeah, it was that easiest. The easier jump out of the two was the one that cost him. So yeah, very unfortunate for Jayden, but. Yeah, that's it. That's done.
Okay, so both guys opting no interview for this one, but an absolutely fantastic race. And look, I mean, Matthias, he's the world #1, he's the champion, and it absolutely shone through the reason why in that race. Jaden definitely put up a really good fight and some good races, which literally went down to the wire. But MR just too strong in the end there, Dos.
Yeah, and Jaden just had to be far more aggressive to try and keep up pace with Matthias, and that probably just gave him a couple extra mistakes. Matthias is just that good. He didn't have to go as aggressive and still punch out some pretty good times. So, definitely would rival better players for sure.
Yeah.
So, any player actually. So.
Yeah, definitely. And look, I've seen Jaden knock off some higher ranked players before, but Matthias is just on that level of his own, so to speak. And there's probably a couple of players, Jaden being one of them, that can probably match it with MR. But tonight, MR just much too strong. But some awesome races. You saw Bowser's Castle literally go down to 0-1, which was actually Jaden's track win. And I think we saw a really close DKJP as well. So, there were a couple of other races that literally went down to the wire. So some really close ones.
Yeah, for sure. So, GG to both players again. We're not going to do, obviously, interviews. So we're probably going to, it's about ended here, I reckon, Rox. There's not much else we really need to say. Oh, maybe a couple of extra matches that might be coming up between Division 1 players. I think Matthias and Dan, the #1 versus #2, is coming up on the 20th, so it'll be this time next week, I think. Maybe even just a couple of hours forward of this time. And then I'm not sure who Jade's got. He might nearly have a bye or something like that. So,
that'll be an awesome race.
Division 1's nearly wrapped up, so I think there's one round to go. So,
yeah, I'm not sure if Division 1 are doing playoffs as well. I know Division 3 starting their playoffs in January. Do you know if Division 1 are doing playoffs, Dos, or not too sure?
No, they're not doing playoffs. No, I think they're stock standard. If you win throughout the regular season, then you're the champion. So, yeah.
Cool. Same as Division 2, yeah. Okay, cool. Yep. Next week, Dan versus MR. Okay, well, that will be an absolutely cracking match, guys. So, do check out the SpeedGaming schedule because that'll be an absolutely fantastic race.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. So #1 versus #2. I don't know if you're following the community, but there's been a bit of a grudge between these two lately. So it'd be definitely Dan getting the better of Matthias in the first PAL matchup that they had, and Matthias looking to get a bit of revenge on Dan for that. So it'll be definitely the one to watch for sure. That's if anyone wants to watch a match.
Yeah, it'd be absolutely cracker. Both awesome guys, both awesome drivers as well. So, like you said, Dos, mate, without unless there's any further comments your side, I think maybe time to sign off. I think it's been a great match.
Yeah, no, I'm all good, mate. Yeah, let's go to bed, I reckon.
It's about 11 o'clock here in Australia. Going to kick back, just relax, and get ready for the next match later in the week whenever it comes on.
Yeah, I think Matthias is still streaming, guys. So if you want to check him out, definitely get on board him and support his stream for sure.
Alrighty, well, Dos, always a pleasure commentating with you and everybody watching. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.
Yeah, see you later, mate. See you, chat.
See you, chat. See you, Dos.